Coming up, an all-new piece of Americana, the Jeep Cherokee. But first, is the BMW 3 Series still the best executive car around?
The most important thing about this market sector isn't just the way it drives, it's about the complete package. It's more than just transport, it's about you and your personality. Well, the bit you want to show anyway.
So Tony, Adi and Neil are going to decide which of our 3 prestige motors is the one to be seen in.
If Audi and Jaguar are serious about challenging BMW's dominance in this sector, then these 3 Surrey estate agents are exactly the type of people they have to convince. Let's see what they think.
Right, so we're in the Audi A4 3-litre V6. First impressions?
The only thing I will say first is just a little bit further away than I'm used to. That's probably because I sort of drive laying down. But
yeah, you are adopting a very relaxed attitude whilst driving.
Yes, the steering's almost too light. I don't feel like I'm
that's a bit of a
really in touch with the road.
In the back?
It's a little bit bumpier.
Bouncy.
Yeah?
A little bit bumpier. I'm quite impressed with the legroom though.
Think it's exclusive enough?
No.
You think it's boring?
Yeah.
You do?
I wouldn't want one.
Now the BMW.
Performance, looks, driving, definitely. It's fun. It's there, it's instant. You put your foot down, it's responsive. The only thing I don't like, and I must say, it's this bit here. In all the BMWs I've driven, it's just,
That's
it gets in the way.
How about that?
Thank you. Easily fixed. Is it cool for a land agent to turn up to meet some clients in a BMW?
I think it's the right balance between you're doing reasonably well, but it's not too flash, which is very important.
Finally, the Jag X Type.
Nice engine noise, and I mean, if there's any criticism of the BMW, it's like it is a little bit too quiet. Too refined. It feels more sporty to drive than the Audi. You still get that feeling of being sort of pushed rather than pulled. Getting into it, I felt I was sitting on a great big, thick, comfortable sofa. The chairs just seem huge.
It's lazy, not a good hard drive. How's it feel in the back, Neil?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't it? Ugh. This just feels you're not part of it.
Especially when you drive
with your hands on the steering wheel. Yeah.
Our 3 young executives have given each car a thorough going over. Which would they prefer to be seen in?
Tony, let's ask you first, mate. Which one is it to be?
Well, I was pleasantly surprised by the Jaguar, but build quality and handling definitely make BMW my first choice.
Neil?
Exactly the same. I think the Audi was very, well, it's a lovely looking car, but the performance was just a complete letdown. The Jaguar I was pleasantly surprised by, not quite slippers and pipe that I thought it might be, but the BMW, no, as a whole package.
And the looks as well, do you think, with
Without
BMW?
question, yeah, definitely.
AD?
Audi looks fantastic. Nice car. Disappointing. Wasn't very responsive. Got there eventually. Jaguar, really disappointed in.
So all 3 of you for the BMW. Well, there you have it. It's pretty conclusive that the BMW offers the best all-round package, and that's why it's this week's desirability winner. Try as they may, 2 strong rivals still can't beat the power of the BMW brand. Now, the all-new Jeep Cherokee.
There are a few things that come from America that you just don't want anything to do with. However, there are a few that blend seamlessly into the English landscape.
Here's one of them, the new Jeep Cherokee. The old one sold 33,000 here and over 2 million worldwide. But like most dual-purpose vehicles, it was compromised. So can the first new Jeep in 18 years live up to the promise of good on- and off-road performance?
There's one big problem with the driving position, and that's the layout of the pedals. The accelerator pedal is just too far away. This forces you to sit a little closer to the steering wheel than you want, but the big problem is your shin is in constant contact with a hard plastic dashboard. That's just rubbish.
This 3.7-litre V6 is no sports car, but its 208 brake horsepower is enough to get you to 60 in 9.6 seconds and reach 112 miles an hour. They've even fitted new suspension and steering to improve its road holding.
I don't like this thing on the road. It's too compromised. It's too much of an off-roader. We're in 2-wheel drive at the moment, which is the road setting. The ride is, well, it's very jiggly, it's very uncomfortable. It doesn't feel that sure-footed. It just isn't me. I don't like it.
Off the road, the Cherokee should come into its own. There's no descent control, but it has got low-range transmission and the ability to lock front and rear axles together, which in theory should minimise wheel spin.
People think that when you buy a 4x4 off-road vehicle, that gives you licence to go anywhere. Now, we're on a grassy hill, it's not that steep, but we've got road tyres on, the tyres it comes from the dealership with, and you'll very soon see it's useless. Four-wheel drive or not, we're in low diff setting, and we're just stuck. Rubbish.
What manufacturers often omit to tell you is that if you're considering getting serious with your off-roader, then you're going to have to fork out a further 500 quid for a set of specialist tyres.
Now that we've got some tyres on, it's a completely different story. We're on a wet, muddy hill, and it's making mincemeat of it. The overhangs and ride height are such that anything but the most ridiculous obstacle isn't a problem. I mean, look at this. We're stuck in a gully. We've got a big hill to climb. Let's give it a go. Fantastic.
Prices start at 18 grand and rise to just over 23. It's available in a 3.7 litre petrol V6 and an all-new 2.5 litre common rail diesel. Come spring, there'll be an entry-level 2.4 litre petrol version. You'll pay at the pumps though, as the V6 is thirsty and only manages 19.3 miles per gallon. The Jeep has got two personalities. It's very good off-road with the right tyres on, but it's not very good on-road. Funny thing is, most people who buy these cars never take them on the rough stuff. So what's the point in compromising your on-road driving characteristics? It's a bit like the ice cream maker you get for Christmas. You love the idea, but you're just never going to use it.
There's just time to enter our Lotus competition. Call 090 1303 1303 and predict the winner of this week's group test. Calls cost 50 pence.
Now, back to the Driven 100. Practicality isn't really key in the compact executive sector. All these cars have big boots and they seat four people comfortably. No, what the buyers of these cars really want is gadgets and gizmos.
But added luxury comes at a price, and it's quite easy to bump up the price of your car dramatically. So let's see how much flash you can get for your cash when it comes to these three.
Now, my Audi will cost me £24,840, and for that I get some nice things as standard. I get a CD player, ABS, electric windows, oh, and some smart alloy wheels. But if I went to the Audi toy shop and asked them to fit every single available extra to the car, stuff that might include widescreen satellite DVD navigation system, a telephone, oh, and let's not forget these, automatic self-dipping door mirrors, the total cost of the extras will be £18,400. Now, for that sort of money, I could get myself 1 year's rent on a Monaco apartment and enough change to buy a top-of-the-range rally chopper.
Well, unfortunately, my BMW is the most expensive car here at £26,740. But included in that price, I get some nice bits and pieces like alloy wheels, ABS brakes and alarm immobiliser. But if I went to BMW and said, throw every single toy you possibly can at this car, it would include such luxuries as widescreen satellite navigation, DVD computer, electric front seats and voice control system, which I clearly couldn't live without. Now, all those extras would cost an amazing £17,643. And for that money, I could get myself 2 Toyota Yaris's and a year's supply of skincare cream.
Well, guys, I would leave James Bond's Gadget Master Q smarting with my options list. The basic price of the car is 25,500 quid, and for that you do get some bits and pieces, including bouncy castle airbag, CD changer and some alloy wheels. But if I went to the technicians and said, give me all the toys for this car, such things would include a satellite navigation system, some electric seats, an odour filter. I obviously need one of those at £315, and that essential item that everyone should have, especially in England, it's a ski hatch at £50. The total options price list will come out at £16,900. Now, as the baby Jaguar gets the most toys, and they cost the least at 16,900 quid, I declare the small baby Jaguar the winner.
Can't afford 25 grand for one of these saloons? Then here's Mike's second-hand alternative.
Fancy buying a premium motor without shelling out the premium readies? Well, have I got news for you. The Rover 75, engineered under German supervision and going for a price that'll get you careering down to your local dealer. This top-of-the-range connoisseur model is fitted with the acclaimed KV6 power unit. Now, you can pick up this genuine bit of bulldog grit for around 11.5 grand with a mighty 60,000 miles on the clock. This V-plater with 18 is going for 15.25, but a full dealer history is a must. If you do go and look for one, make sure you look for the 5-speed auto option, because the people who buy them want life as easy as they can get, and look out for as many toys as possible, because that'll make a hell of a difference. Now, what to look out for? Well, not much really, because the oldest one is still only 2 years old, and they're all covered with a 3 years manufacturer's warranty. Now, if you shop around, you'll be able to trade one motor off against another. Believe you me, the dealers out there want your money, and the last thing they want is their stock sitting around for too long.
For the UK's largest selection of used car classifieds, log on to 4car.co.uk.
It's almost even Stevens in terms of running costs for these three cars. The BMW and the Audi cost an average 66p per mile, so score 14. The Jaguar pips them both to the post with 65p a mile and just wins with 15.
This was an evenly matched contest, and that's reflected in the final scores. Big surprise, the Audi A4 finishes last, let down by a vague drive. It scores 69. The Jaguar X Type sneaks into second because it's cheaper to run, a good 70. But this week's winner is the 3 Series. Can anyone beat the BMW brand?
This has been a really tough group test with 3 exceptional cars.
The 4-wheel drive Audi Quattro and Jaguar X Type will probably take a big chunk out of